Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 11 of our Solstice campaign here on the With Disadvantage podcast. I'm your host and DM, Chev, and with me today we've got pretty much a full party. We're missing Deranged, but also we're missing PJ until a certain point in time. He should join us shortly. I'll just go through the Fantasy Grounds characters here. We got Violet Agrippa, played by Bryn.
Yo.
Sakara Rue, played by Boris. Boris.
Hello.
Sam Blade, played by Rainbow.
Yep, motherfuckers.
All right, starting off like that. Okay, Marina Vitae, played by Bunsen.
I finished my college classes and got a bunch of dice. I won't be using them today, though.
And Elora Wakuda, played by Mirma.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. You excited? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since I haven't drank at a campaign, so it's going to be a fun night.
We're back again, and
You're not drinking? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I still have booze, so I'm just taking a break.
Gotcha. Okay.
Been 84 years.
All right. So last time on Solstice, you guys found the chamber with the ancient computer system that controlled the flow of the water, supposedly. You guys activated one of the terminals, which activated an image of Piritesh, the goddess herself, who informed you that there are numerous communities all over Solstice, which was a reveal last time. So she referred to basically your entire plane of existence as Solstice.
Quote-unquote goddess. Insight checks.
Well, yeah, as far as you could tell. And she referred to the whole area as Solstice and said there are many other groups around Solstice that are also struggling and do not have water and need their systems reactivated. And so she basically tasked you all with a quest to go find them and help them. The first one being Sakara's people, who are somewhere off to the east, I believe. And you guys are supposed to head off through the mountains and go explore, basically. Find this group and help them out. But before you could do that, you guys explored the chamber you were in, which apparently had defenses that were deactivated, or not deactivated, but just not working because they were ancient and covered in dust, and perhaps they were lacking power until you plugged in the terminal. But basically, as soon as you guys dusted off one of the sensors on one corner of the room, it linked up with a sensor on the other side of the room and detected intruders and activated basically a tornado, a wind tunnel that tried to funnel everybody into the pit in the center of the room. Naya slipped and held on for a long time. You guys tried several things to try and rescue her, but she eventually fell into the pit, screaming, "Audavon!" as she fell down. Audavon was able to pull himself up on top out of the pit after the wind died down, and now you guys are all discussing what to do next. I think you guys were all coming up with a plan for if you should activate the water now, or if you should wait, if you should try and thwart the Dominion first. And whatnot. So I think Dragthar and Audavon were both really ecstatic to try and thwart the Dominion. So that's where we're at. You guys are in this chamber, and you guys are free to talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, and you forgot to change my icon.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I changed into that goddess, whatever her name was.
Yeah, it's correct.
I'm looking, I'm seeing Mirma's character.
Laura.
No, I'm looking at Sam Blade.
I'm moving
at the top left.
I'm moving Sam Blade right now. Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't change on the top left. That keeps your default token.
Oh, where's my map at? Okay, keep looking at the map.
I don't know why. I've tried to grab this token and now it won't let go. There's like a glitch. What's going on?
What map are we opening?
I'm trying to drag the freaking map to the chat. There it goes.
Okay.
Well, rest in peace, Naya.
You know, if nobody else does anything stupid, I could probably go down there and see what's left of her.
Please.
Because,
please, Birdman, go. I'm doing my best, Audavon. Sorry. Please, go check on Naya. I don't. She might have survived.
I personally highly doubt she survived, but I can at least give you confirmation.
Naya's one clever half-elf.
Whee!
Okay, so you...
Sakare stretches his wings and dives on down.
Okay, you fly down, and again, it's going to take 5 to 10 minutes to get down there. Violet, you find yourself on the other side of that room, just kind of wedged between the rocks and the wall. You're not stuck, though. You're able to free yourself down. The wind's not pressing you in there. Do you want to free yourself and approach the rest of the group?
Yeah, I'm just kind of shell-shocked for just a moment, like,
Okay. And Grandpa Willie gets up and he dusts himself off and he says, "Oh my, that was quite the vortex." And he goes over and he looks over the edge and he just says, poor Naya." And then Audavon says, We gotta try to save her. We gotta see if she's alive. She might have figured out a way to survive. Were there any roots down there or anything last time?
Hey, Gramps, why don't you jump down there and see what's going on?
Why are you always trying to get me killed?
Well, don't you have that lighter than air spell thing of yours?
That's true, but how will we get back up?
Just have the Hawkman over there fly you up there.
Well, he's already down there. I don't see a need to go down there with him, just to have him carry me back up. And then Dragthar steps forward and he just says, well, while we're waiting to find out what happened to young Naya, what are we going to do about the Dominion? Have we arrived at a decision?
So I look over their heads and I do like a huge, snot spitball, whatever you call it.
What?
What do they call those snot spitballs? You spit?
A loogie.
I'm going to spit a loogie down there. I'm going to yell, "Gramps, why would you do that?"
Okay. All right, you spit a loogie down the hole. Are you aiming for Sakare?
Yep.
All right.
What? There's no way you could aim for Scare. He's already like 300 feet down in the darkness.
All right, I'm gonna have you roll.
You need like a natural 20.
I guess it would just have to be like a dexterity check, right? Yeah. All right. Roll
maybe a performance check?
Oh, performance. There you go. Roll a performance check with disadvantage.
It'll have to be like 2 natural 20s or something.
I see it.
Isn't there a rule that every time we say the name of the podcast, we have to drink?
I don't recall that, but there is now.
I don't either.
Well, shit. That means I'm going to have to go upstairs and get my fireball.
All right, so a 15. All right, so you're flying down Sakara, and all of a sudden this loogie just goes whizzing right by your ear, and then kind of slows down as it hits its maximum velocity, and it's just falling right beside you.
Ew.
Meanwhile, I would like to walk over to Violet and ask and make sure, are you okay?
Yeah, I am.
Sakare looks over at this loogie, and he just goes and just kind of blows at it to kind of push it away.
Okay.
I don't think air works like that speed.
You should roll for it.
You
Get that
blow
one.
it, the air just goes right out of your beak or whatever, and then just whips behind you as you keep falling. You could certainly maneuver away from it, though, I'm sure.
When you inhale, do that.
I give it just a little bit of extra space.
Okay. Slowly, you watch as it starts to break up as it's flying through the air, and then it gets too small and turns into particles and just disappears.
Gross.
Okay. Anyone doing anything else before Sakare gets to the bottom? There's like 15 minutes to fill.
I'm
So
not touching anything.
Elora was holding on to the console to keep herself from getting blown in. So once the wind dies down, she just kind of stands up straight, dusts herself off, and walks over to check on her grandpa.
I'm gonna look at Dragthar. I'm gonna start dancing. I'm gonna sing, "What does the god say?"
All right,
Are you
Grandpa
drunk
releases,
already?
"Thank goodness you're all right, Violet." Or
No, I'm not even drinking.
and Violet.
I think you missed that part. I said I wasn't drinking tonight.
What?
Yeah, I'm a little banged up, but I should be okay.
What about you, Marina? Are you doing all right?
Yeah, just a little shaken up.
Audubon. And Grandpa Willie comes over here and he puts a hand on Audubon's shoulder. I have faith that Naya is safe. Whether she is alive or not is beside the point, but I think Naya will be safe wherever she is now. And then Audubon just kind of sobs and looks up and kind of puts his hand over Grandpa Willie's hand. Kind of through some he's trying to choke back the tears, but he's really concerned about what happened to Naya. All right, Sakira, as you start to get closer to the bottom, you notice that you can see Naya's body on the bottom, basically just embedded in the dirt. As you get closer and closer, you can see more and more clearly that she's definitely embedded partway into the dirt at the bottom. But the dirt was soft, so it doesn't necessarily mean that she impacted super hard, but your guess is that it's not going to be very good. So you come down to the bottom and you see like half of her body is sticking out of the dirt. And at the very least she's unconscious or not alive.
Alright. Going to investigate, just kind of take a look.
Okay.
Just to confirm everything and then see if I notice anything of interest.
Okay. Roll me a medicine check. Okay, so you land and you pretty much you look all around her and she definitely doesn't appear to be breathing or anything like that. But it's hard for you to actually tell, and you're afraid to disturb her because you don't know if she is alive. You don't want to make it worse. But you notice that she is embedded in the dirt a little bit, and some of the dirt around her has kind of washed away to make it like a little miniature crater. Hello?
Hello?
PJ.
Hello?
Perfect timing.
Yep. Oh, just in time.
So while you're getting Fantasy Grounds loaded up, Sakir just flew to the bottom of the pit to check on Naya and found Naya half embedded in the dirt at the bottom. He's not sure if she's alive or not. He can't tell, and he doesn't want to disturb her body because he doesn't want to make it worse. And so what else did you say you were doing, Sakir?
Just going to check, see if I notice anything else unusual about the area around her, or if any of her possessions may have fallen out where they would be of potential importance to Audubon and crew.
So you do notice that her little short sword has fallen about a couple feet away from her, and it seems to be stuck straight down in the ground, sharp end down into the dirt.
I'm going to pull the sword out and take that back up to the surface with me.
Okay. You pull the sword out, and you hear a sound that doesn't quite sound like dirt. It sounds more like a crunching sound as you wrest it free from its where it was stuck into. So beneath the dirt, it was stuck into something else. It's just like as you pop it free.
All right. I'm going to use my wings to hover a little bit and then poke the sword back down in and use the sword to sweep some of the dust and dirt away.
Okay, so as you hover, the gust from your wings and the sword, as you're trying to push the dirt away, you push a lot of it back, and it kind of goes into a pile near Naya on the opposite side of the hole, and you see what looks to be like a window with a now large gash partway into it. It seems to be a pretty thick window, but the gash from the sword hasn't made it through to the other side or anything. But the odd thing about this window is that on the other side of the glass, basically, is blackness, studded with white dots.
Is this a fucking Minecraft world?
It's bedrock.
Because what you
This is-
just described
this
sounds like
is-
the void.
We're literally in Verde Station, and I'm upset right now. I'm gaslighting the video game.
Do you do anything else, Sakar?
Would I be able to make an insight check or something like that to see if I understand what I might actually be looking at?
You can certainly try. Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check. No. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We'll do insight. Okay. So you roll me a history check as well. Okay. As you look out this like viewport in the ground, you can just see blackness with some dots, just like white dots, but they're a variety. The closer you look, the more you realize they're a variety of different colors. Some of them are kind of almost blinking a little bit. Some of them are brighter and more solid. You can see a kind of a sort of like a colorful reddish pinkish cloud way off in the distance. But for the most part, it's just pure black, pure nothingness. And you study it for longer, and you recall some mention from some of the old texts that you found in the Dominion hideout, the Black Mark hideout, where they had a small library where they collected all sorts of texts and tomes from all over the valley and all over from a lot of them are from the Dominion excavations. Some of these ancient caverns that the Dominion would uncover, Dragthar was able to rescue a ton of these books, and so he was always trying to keep his crew as informed as possible. And you recall reading something about a black void studded with light, but it was in the context of ancient myth. Like that nobody's seen it since.
This is indeed curious. I probably shouldn't mess with this on my own, though. Oh, the others must be waiting for me. Sakar stretches his wings and starts making his way back up to the surface with the sword.
As you start to fly up, you hear from behind you, and Naya kind of pulls herself out of the dirt, and she kind of stretches out a hand before collapsing back into the dirt.
Whoa.
Again.
All right. So, swoop back down, and I use my talents to try to pick her up and see. Just try, kind of at first, lightly, almost like kind of just pick her up a little bit, just to kind of see how heavy she actually is, and if I think I can fly her up.
Okay. Yeah, so she's still embedded in the dirt a little bit, her bottom half, and so you have to wrestle her free a little bit, but you're able to drag her out, and the sand kind of fills in where she was. And you can, now that you've got her on the ground, she's on her back, and you can see that she's breathing. And you try to pick her up, and it does seem like you'll be able to carry her. It just might take you twice as long to get back up to the top.
All right. You're lucky I flew down here, young lady.
She's back unconscious again.
Well, fine. Be that way. So I
Just leave her.
Sakar
She was rude.
Sakar puts the sword away, tucks the sword away, and uses his talons to pick her up and starts flying back.
Okay. All right, so this time it's going to take you probably about 30 to 40 minutes to get to the top because of the extra weight, and plus going up is a lot harder than going down. And so it takes quite a long time. So eventually Dragthar looks down and he says, "Are we sure that bird's all right? Sakar! Sakar! Sakar!"
Well, he's probably dead. They're probably both dead. Let's move on.
Surprise, motherfuckers! Motherfuckers!
Sam, have you no sense of keeping your friends safe?
I don't even know Sakura.
No sense of camaraderie?
I don't even know Sakura.
He doesn't even have a sense of
We're
decency.
all in this together. Circumstances have forced us together. Can you care just a little?
Well, I am a goddess now, so I guess that means I'm okay.
Goddess. Grandpa Willie also rolls his eyes.
He can't even roll deception.
They've seen him change already several times, so no.
The goddess has granted me her power. She told me this.
Sure. Show us some powers then. Rescue Sakar and Naya.
I did. Don't you see him flying up? I work in mysterious ways.
He points down in the hole, and Sakar comes into view, holding Naya.
Sakara, get up here. Is she okay? Naya, are you all right?
She's alive, but I wouldn't say she's okay.
So you bring her up to the top and then lay her on the edge of the crevice, and she's on the ground and she's breathing, but she's still.
Where's Marina? Marina, get over here. She needs your help.
I'm coming. I head over next to.
You go the really long way, huh?
Or no, I go. I'm sorry, I thought Sakara was going to Avon.
Okay, and then he lays Naya on the ground, and she is severely hurt. You can tell right away that she's got broken bones and cuts all over from her impact on the ground, and she's barely hanging on.
Well, I'm absolutely gonna use spring healing.
Okay. You can go ahead and target her.
Okay.
You notice PJ, I finally updated her token.
Alright. Let's get this here.
You still there, PJ?
Yeah, I'm still here. There's just a little bit of chaos in this room, so I'm trying to be courteous and mute.
I'm gonna cast add second.
I'm trying to be courteous and mute.
Well, I was like,
See what I mean? So yeah, I was like holding off until Audubon's next chance to speak. I was basically doing push to talk.
Okay. All right.
So
you
that's
heal her,
5
and
health.
she wakes up, and she's got a broken leg, she's got a broken arm, and then several of her fingers on her left hand are also broken. Same arm that's broken.
I would like to cast it again at second level.
Okay.
And she's also the ruler.
6 more health. Great.
All right. So she most of her flesh wounds have healed. The cuts and bruises and stuff seem like they've healed as her skin kind of returns to its normal hue, and then but the bones, they're gonna still take time to mend. So but she wakes up and she opens her eyes and she looks around and she says, "Where am I?"
You're the baddest bitch I know.
And then she looks over and did you approach her, Audubon?
Yeah, Audubon naturally would have run up to her side and been pestering Marina as Marina's doing her best to heal her. Say, heal her better.
Okay. All right, so you run up and then Naya opens her eyes and she sees Sakar, Marina, and Audubon, sees all three of you looking down at her, and she just says, What happened?
Well, you proved your badassery once more by surviving a 3-mile fall.
She goes to sit up, and her left arm collapses under the weight. And And she's like, apparently
I'm gonna cast spring healing again to fix that.
Okay.
Nice, a fat 8. So that's
all
11
right.
health.
So, her arm as it collapses under the weight, and then immediately she starts to feel it kind of come together and starts to feel a little better as the bones are mending. And she sits back up and she kind of uses her right arm to kind of feel down her left arm. And she says, "Thank you, Marina." And then she feels her fingers. Her fingers are still broken, but she's good for the most part. And she says,
How did you survive that fall?
She's she sits up and she thinks for a second, looks around, and she just says, "I'm sorry. I'm really disoriented. I remember falling into the pit from the vortex of wind that I believe Marina activated, and then
I'm sorry.
it's all right. I'm alive, and then
Yeah, I'd say at this point you made it up to her.
I was scrambling on the way down, and I realized I could prevent myself from hitting the ground so hard. I don't quite remember how I did it."
So, well, you've disoriented me. So you decided not to hit the ground so hard somehow, but
It's
you're not
hard
quite
to
sure.
explain. But yes, all my training, I managed to angle myself in such a way that my angular momentum somehow did not cause me damage. When she leveled up to 4, she got slow fall, by the way.
Oh,
Well, I think you gave us all quite a scare. You're gonna have to talk to Dragtar for a while. He was despondent. I mean, I knew you were gonna be okay. You didn't have me worried, but everybody else was just.
Dragthar just almost looks like white as a ghost as he approaches, and he just says, "Are you're really all right, Naya?" And Naya just says, "Yes, Dragthar, I'm okay. Believe it or not, I'm okay." And he just says,
can I?
Thank Piratesh.
You're welcome.
Not you."
Can I cast Spring Healing again to try to help her fingers?
Sure. You're gonna burn all your spell slots.
Well, I mean, we can't have someone with completely dysfunctional fingers. I don't think that's gonna.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on her at level 1.
Okay.
Let me see what that
You have
is.
that?
That is, yeah. That
Well,
is
they're working
the-
on.
Well, what I'm
D8
thinking
plus
is
3.
broken fingers aren't gonna go away from good night's sleep.
They might. You don't know that. That's the pyramid, right?
I mean, you already imbued her with magical healing. It might just take longer for bones to mend than flesh.
I healed her for 8.
Okay.
So
That
Dragtar,
brings her back to full health.
Sakura, I had a few thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys. Picking up from a discussion of what our next steps are. I kind of think maybe we should leave the water off.
I
For now.
agree. We can't let the Dominion have the upper hand. We need to sabotage their equipment and then activate the
Well-
water.
Yes, and I was thinking about that as well. And without Naya, it'd be absolutely impossible because the others, as they're called in the Dominion, they don't trust me as much as they trust her. Her being a warrior caste really lends to her credibility. I don't have that. But I was thinking this. I thought,
What? You don't have credibility?
throw up
I'm
yours,
shocked.
man. You don't go from being a queen's favorite to being on the next to kill list without losing a few friends on the way. I kind of fucked both ways. That said, though, my thought is that maybe it would be wiser to leave the water off here, go to the other bird people, restore their water, and then see if we can recruit some help to solve the situation here. Because once war breaks out here, we're not going to be able to get out of here fast.
I don't agree. I think that we should reactivate the water here and make our way back to the king and warn the king
Alora-
the Dominion is trying to steal the water, but we've restored it for now. People are going to start
Laura steps up
suffering.
and interrupts and says, "We only have a few days left of water for the kingdom. We can't just leave while they're stuck without anything to drink."
Why don't
But
we
it's
just go?
not war.
Why don't we just
they
go and-
can't go to war without water.
Why don't we just go sabotage right now, and then we turn the water back on. Then we go.
You act like that's going to be such an easy task.
Oh, I thought he was the great one that was
Wow.
going to be able to do it.
Why can we not just tell the king and try to form a task force to come and take the Dominion's efforts away from trying to steal the water?
Do you have any exploding devices? We can just explode that tunnel, and then we can turn the water on.
Exploding devices?
Any exploding spells, bombs, whatever we have?
Well, I have nothing. Since Blackmark was drowned, I have nothing but what I carry on me. My clothes and my power. And then Grandpa Willie says, We desperately need to regroup. I agree with young Alora. We must make our way back to the king. After activating the water.
I want to say at this point, the thought has occurred to Marina. She can create water. Not on a great scale, but she might be able to help tide over.
Well, look, Gramps, if we turn the water on, it's all going to go to the Dominion.
Marina, many of our mages can create water, not on the scale needed to sustain our entire society.
That's right.
So turning on water would only help the Dominion if you do that.
I was thinking that, but that's a fair point.
Audavon, Naya, will the Dominion be able to take all of the water if we turn it on now?
Honestly, I couldn't tell. I was not able to read the situation well enough with the equipment that they have in place to know whether that equipment is capable of taking all the water, most of the water.
Was the aqueduct as wide as the entire cavern the water passed through?
Memory's a bit foggy on that one. I know it was huge. It was a very big aqueduct.
It does sound like we may need to sabotage their equipment first.
Well, my thought is this. Even if we sabotage their equipment, as soon as we have water running again, they're going to have a motive to make a last stand or make an attack on one of the other kingdoms to regain their supply of water.
Audavon, you spoke with the queen and her workers and engineers. Did it seem like they had the equipment finished, or did they just make their way to where the water should be, find that it's not there, and then didn't even finish the project because the water was gone?
That's a good point. I believe it was the latter. I was honestly so busy at not being so focused on not being thrown down a pit that my memory on that conversation's a little hazy as well.
If their equipment isn't ready, then we should activate the water now, and then we should deal with them afterward.
Okay. I'm not gonna continue fighting this. My thought is that if that the Dominion has a large degree of military superiority over the other kingdoms, and they will be very dangerous if backed into a corner.
I agree with you, Audavon. We were already outnumbered with the Black Mark task force behind us, and now the situation is dire. We must use this opportunity for subterfuge. What'd you say, Marina?
I said I'm heading back over to the consoles because it sounds like we're gonna turn the water back on.
I'm heading to where the door is.
So, the other thing too, you guys should probably know, there's something down there. You see, yes. Well, kind of below the pit, really. Dragthar, did you ever get a chance to read any of those old books you had in the library?
I read every one of them.
Yeah, you know the talk about the whole big void with the spattered dots and everything?
I believe I recall this. Yes. It is.
Yeah.
It is rumored that long ago the gods dwelled in a domain that was void-like, studded with light, extremely vast.
Yeah, that's down there.
You're telling me the void is down at the bottom of this pit?
Yep. Her sword almost pierced through to it. And then I pull out the short sword set on the ground.
This is very interesting. If we turn on the water will fill the pit. Will it? Will it fill this chamber?
I don't know. I don't want to be locked into this thing when to find out.
Upon hearing him talk about the void, though, can I do a knowledge history check to see if I read about something like that while I was in the academy?
Sure.
And in the meantime, I'm starting to pry it back open to get behind.
So upon hearing Dragthar say that the gods used to dwell in this void, you recall reading something before that didn't really mean much to you, but you recall reading Solstice, a book, the word solstice, referring to the area in which you live, in an ancient tome within Arcanon Hall, and describes in great detail this void, studded with light from billions of miles away, and that Solstice was the place you live is a sought after safe haven within the void.
Oh. So I turn to my grandfather, and I say, "Do you remember that old thick book with the strange green cloth covering that was really, really worn? It said Solstice on it."
I don't recall this tome. I've read many books in Arcanon Hall, but this old mind is not what it used to be.
So I turn to Dragthar and I tell him about this old book that I had found, and that I had read it, and it described in a lot of detail about using the word solstice, as the goddess had said, talking about the void and the dots of light, and maybe some information about solstice and its importance in this void.
You know, she said there was supposed to be a power source down there. But if all you found was the bottom of a pit and a window into the void, I'm starting to wonder, is that where Piratesh dwells? Did we find their domain? Do the gods actually inhabit the void, and we found a window into the void?
I can't recall
we
reading
did-
anything about Piratesh in any book I've ever read.
And even if we did, I remember Piratesh saying quite explicitly, "Don't go down there. Don't try to don't poke our nose. Essentially, not to poke our noses into anything that might be down there." I would have to say that trying to find our way into the void where the gods live would be going against what she told us. And I mean, I don't want to awaken the wrath of the gods. Do you?
But would we be?
Are they even gods? I say out from behind the consoles.
This is what I am wondering. Piratesh is divine and all-powerful, and I'm worried that we will disturb her in her domain and completely thwart our efforts here. Perhaps we should leave it be.
Had you heard what I said?
That's
out
my
from
vote.
behind the
No, what did you say?
I said, are they even gods? After my insight checks and stuff from last session.
Marina, I would not have you question the legitimacy of Piratesh again.
Yeah, you don't question my my authority here.
I think it's a fair question.
Piratesh has imbued me with her grace, with her power. Of course she's divine. Of course she's a god.
Anyway, I
She
poke
killed
back
my
behind
god,
the
so I'm
console.
kind of in between. I might devote myself to her.
Padovan, you're so easily indoctrinated.
I indoctrinated. I that's kind of
I've followed Dragthar for
stretch.
years, and even I think he's a bit overzealous. And then Dragthar overhears her, and he just says, "Naya, nobody asked you for your input. Just be thankful you survived your fall. By the grace of the goddess Piratesh."
Yeah, by the grace of me.
No! He points his finger over you. He's like, "Stop it! Change your face! I will reconfigure it for you."
Face.
This is my face from now on.
Heresy.
By this point, have I reconnected the cable to turn the water supply on?
Oh, so are you just going and doing that?
Yeah, I said in the meantime I was going behind the console, and I poked my head out from behind the console when I said,
all right, so
like,
you
are they
you
even
take the
gods?
power source and you connect it up to the other console. It whirs to life, and you see the lights on the front of it all activate, and you see a bunch of numbers and stuff scrolling across the screen, and you see several switches on the right side. And if you look at it, it reads habitat controls.
Am I able to slip out from behind still?
No, you're permanently trapped back there.
Yeah, this is your life.
Yes.
Well, I need to know if I need to burn a misty step.
You got back there.
No,
so
no,
yes, you
no.
can
To get back out, you have to pray to the goddess Pirtech, so she'll use unstuck.
Yeah, you have to pray to me.
God damn it. Dragthar is really getting pissed at you, Sam.
I think that's the greatest shapeshift he's done so far.
Can I investigate the console?
Yes. So you see a bunch of stuff that's hard to understand. You see the symbols and stuff on the keys are a language that you don't understand. But then on the right side, you see in common that these controls have reconfigured themselves to be written in common, and it says habitat controls. And there are 3 options underneath. One of them being running water, the other another one being weather, and the other one, what is the other one? Hold on, I wrote these down. Where's my note?
The other one is rain Coca-Cola.
What? And then the other one is the seasons.
Probably shouldn't touch these.
So 2 of them are green, and then the one that's red is obviously the water.
Oh, that seems bad. Can I make some sort of roll to see if I can understand that that's a bad thing?
Yeah, sure. Roll a, I guess, an insight check.
Because, like, I don't know what that red light means. It's not like I've seen many control panels in my life.
Can Audubon see?
Oh, nice.
20.
All right, so you're quickly able to tell, like, clearly you're not having any problems with weather or seasons or anything like that. And so you don't think that there's any problem with those. So green probably means they are fine and active, and red means inactive.
Do I see anything that seems like an obvious way to change the color of that?
No, other than touching the option itself, no.
I would like to try that.
Okay. You touch the option, and immediately it starts flashing, and you hear a little sound coming from it. As it starts flashing red, and then starts intermingling the flash with a flash of green, and then slowly it comes back to green, and then you just guys hear through the walls and stuff as something is moving around underground and behind the walls, and then all of a sudden you just hear the flow of water goes by. Now, if I recall,
Wait a second. What?
you guys closed the door last time, right? By
Yes,
accident?
it did.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all. You hear the sound of flowing water.
Yikes.
Come on, guys. I think that it'd be wise to get moving. The goddess has spoken. This is the way. Let's go.
Wait a second. Did you just do what I think you did? You turned the water on?
Yeah, is that not what we were saying we should do?
I thought we were saying we were going to prepare a little bit. At least see what, make sure that the Dominion's not getting it all. You may have just handed. Uh-oh.
I thought you said
Maya-
that their equipment wasn't set up yet.
I said I didn't know whether their equipment was set up yet.
Well, let's go out and find out. Let's go before the stream floods.
I think I should lead because water, that's kind of my thing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you run ahead of everybody, and Grandpa Willie and Dragthar are right behind you. Alora, I assume you're following Grandpa Willie?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you guys all make your way to the door, and It is closed up top, about 10 feet up from where you guys are. The rope that you guys used to get down is now coiled up on itself on the floor as it got sheared off when you guys closed the door.
All right. So I don't know if the area up there is filled with water now. If we reopen this, I can hold the water back, but only if it's so big. I don't know. I don't remember how wide the door opens. Do you guys remember?
It was pretty big.
I believe it was about 20 feet.
Yeah, it was pretty wide.
Can do you? How did we open the door again? Don't open it yet. but
It
how
was
did-
I have a scroll here that I read, and the incantation opens the door.
Okay. Could I see that scroll? I'm wondering. It might be safe if you guys stand back over by the screens over there.
I'm gonna stay behind this rock because that seems like the safest place the water wouldn't go straight to the hull.
Yeah, sure. I'll stand by the screens. And while I'm standing by the screens, I want to look at the computer that Marina was using.
You handed me the scroll, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you walk over to the computer and you see a bunch of basically ancient writing of some kind on the screens that you can't really recognize, but you see this one panel on the right side reconfigured to common that just says habitat controls. And then you see weather controls, season controls, and water controls.
I am going to try and touch weather controls.
Okay.
Oh no.
You touch it, and then it immediately starts flashing. It's green, and it's flashing like off and then on, and then it starts to intermingle with some red, and then eventually it goes to red. And then you just hear... And now it's solid red.
And what was the other one? Weather
Seasons.
seasons.
I'm gonna touch the season one.
All right. So again, it starts to blink, and then it immediately... And now it's red.
Oh no.
Okay, now that wasn't what I was expecting. I thought, okay, control the weather. Can I make it rain somewhere? I just turned the weather control off.
Can I
That-
see what they're doing from back here?
Yeah, there's just 3 options. There's no other controls. And you went from green to red on both of them.
Gotcha.
And no,
Oops.
Marina, you're focused on the door still.
The rains down in Africa are no longer blessed.
There are no
Hold
rains
on,
down in
turned off the
Africa.
rains down in Africa.
Well, it can't be. The weather can't be any worse than it was.
Oh my god,
I feel like I'm being
All right.
challenged as a DM.
No, I so badly want to in universe go over and slap them and turn those back on, but as a
It's
character, I
eternal winter
don't know.
It's a turner window right now up there.
I'm gonna just step away and leave Sam as like the only person by the console.
Violet, are you still back by the consoles?
Yeah.
Okay, so Violet watched you guys do what you did.
Uh-oh. Well,
I'm gonna have them both back on.
hey Marina, how's it going up there?
You hear a voice echo across the room.
Fine. I'm waiting for everyone to get safe. What are you doing over there?
I touched both the parts that we pushed.
Grandpa Willie comes
Absolutely
and Dragthar
nothing.
comes back, and Dragthar shouts, "All right, Marina, open the door."
All right, does Sakara go over as well?
I don't know. Are you staying there, Sakara, or are you going back? Okay.
All right. I see that everyone is backed up, and I'm going to now go stand. Where exactly is the door
It's just right in
relative
front
to
of
where I'm
you.
standing right now?
Just barely off the mat.
Okay, and it's just on the ceiling?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to stand to make sure I'm within 30 feet of it, so like I'm comfortable maybe 20 feet from it. And how tall off the ground is it?
10 feet.
Okay,
And the
so I'm gonna
rest of this room in here is higher. It's like more like 20 feet. But
Okay.
in this little cubby down here, it drops down to 10 feet, and then there's the door.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna start reading the scroll.
Okay. All right. As you start to read off the scroll, you hear the door creak as it begins to open.
And I'm gonna get ready to use shape water.
Yep, and the door opens up, and a torrent of water floods in through the opening. It's about what did we define last time? It was 25 feet wide.
Am I able to use shape water to hold it back at all?
So you're able to hold a bunch of it back, but not all of it. As you kind of stand there, parting the waters and preventing it from washing you away. As a bunch of it washes around you from the sides and immediately washes into the pit. And for now,
Do we see this?
it's all going into the pit. There's a little bit of water like seeping across this way, like an inch of water, but for the most part, all of it is going straight down into the pit.
Do we see this or?
Oh yeah, you all see it. You all see water.
I'm gonna turn the water off.
Pit. Okay. All right, you hit the button, it blinks, and then it starts to flash red, and then finally, and you guys hear is this something in the walls and the floors moves, and then you guys feel the water start to dissipate as it rushes through for a little bit longer, and then slowly it turns off, and there's no more water.
Oh, now that was great. If the Dominion was on, gosh, I'll bet you that we will be facing Dominion sentries within about an hour and a half.
So we get to kill some kobolds? I don't see the downside.
I want to take a peek over the edge.
A dozen orcs. There's a downside to that.
Not really.
You look over the edge, Elora, and you don't see anything. It's too far down.
Okay.
Audubon,
I
if you
just
haven't
assume I can see the water yet.
you don't know this room exists, you wouldn't understand what's going on with the water.
Shut up, fake Piratash. I don't want to hear you.
The water only rushed into the hole for maybe about 30 to 45 seconds, and it's miles deep, so not yet. You don't see the water rising yet.
Okay. So are we leaving the water on or are we turning it off?
I say we go out and then we anyone who could breathe underwater stays here and turns it on.
Yeah. So
That's actually not a bad idea.
Am I done holding water back here?
For now, yeah, it's turned off again.
Okay.
And I just saw the
I'm
chat.
gonna head.
You guys, Sam, you turned back on the weather and season controls?
Yep.
Okay.
So can Birdman fly a rope up there for us?
I can fly a great many things.
I'm gonna
Good.
head
Then how
back
about you fly a rope up there for us?
I'm gonna head
How about
back
Jax
over.
nicely?
Oh, Birdman.
Sakar, will you please grab the rope and fly up through the opening where you came through?
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dragtar.
Thank you.
I head
And I-
back over.
I-
Can you throw like a small firebolt at him, just a little bit, to toast his ass as he flies up there?
Audubon, no, you're one of us now. Let's not provoke anyone any further.
Who here can breathe in the water? That's the question.
I'm heading over to the group and I say, all right, new plan. I see you guys turned the water back off. You guys leave here first, and I'll turn it back on, and I'll figure out how to get myself out of here, because I can breathe
probably
water.
leave the cavern altogether. End up outside where the water protrudes from the mountain.
Right. I'll figure out how to meet up with you guys, but I'll turn the water back on.
Very well.
Perhaps we should start making our way to the castle to go inform the king of the Dominion's plans.
On the way out,
I
on the way out, I touch Mirima's head and I cast light on her and I go, "Here's my blessing, child," and I walk out.
Marina's head?
Yeah,
Okay. And that's to what? To cast light? Is that what you said?
yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. So Marina's staying back, and then Sam, you're going, right?
Yeah, I believe everyone who can't breathe underwater is going.
Okay.
Which is everyone but me.
All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and just grab all these tokens. How do I do that? Where's the control?
Oh, can I get a link to the map?
Oh, you haven't seen the map this whole time?
No, I've been doing the theater of the mind.
Okay. I'm just going to delete these.
Hasn't worked out too badly. That's better.
Oh. Well, that's stupid. I have to delete the tokens individually.
And while you're doing that, that's gonna be my permanent icon for quite a while. The goddess one.
Of
course
Just let you know.
What?
That's gonna be my permanent icon for quite a while. The goddess one.
What about it?
I'm gonna say it's my permanent appearance.
Oh, okay. Then I'll drag it to your sheet here. I'm not going to be able to change your portrait quickly, so that'll have to wait. But your default token is now Piritesh.
Alright.
Okay. Alright, everyone makes their way out into the cavern area where the door is. So here's the map if you guys want it. Do you guys want to do anything in that cavern, or are you just going to make your way out anyway?
I'm just gonna make my way out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the plan's to make our way out.
Okay, then I'm just going to go ahead and drop everyone out here on the main map. Laura, Audubon, Sam, Drakthar, Grandpa Willie, and Violet.
I see 2 dots, but I don't see the map.
The Solar Plains map, the region map.
Solar I don't have a map for the outside of the Solar Springs. All I have is the Solar Springs in the top right of the Solar Plains map. Okay, so you guys are out there now, and Marina, you are back in the chamber. Are you going to activate
And glowing for some reason.
And what?
And glowing for some reason.
Yeah, and your head is glowing.
There's no way for me to dispel this, is there?
You do have to be willing, so I'm guessing that you could will it away.
You don't want light in the darkness when all it's gonna be flooded.
I'm good, thanks. I mean, can I retroactively roll to see if the light was even applied in the first place?
Well, if you weren't willing in the first place, then it wouldn't have applied.
Does it say anything about willing? Because I don't read anything about willing.
You roll if you're not willing.
Technically, it says you can't even do it to a creature, so I'm being generous.
Oh.
Because it says you touch one object that is no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. Until the spell ends, the object sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. The light can be colored as you like, completely covering the object with something opaque, blocks the light, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Alright, I did to her outfit.
What?
I did to her outfit then.
To her outfit? Okay.
Yeah.
It says if you target an object held or worn by a hostile creature, that creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw to avoid the spell. So you need to...
Tricky thing is hostile. I'm not hostile, unfortunately.
I'm just going to say you have to do the same thing if you're unwilling.
Okay.
So you can roll a dexterity saving throw if you want.
Okay. Wait, that's not a save. This is a save. That is a 12.
Didn't work.
What?
I mean, it worked. It didn't. It's 13.
It's 13? Okay. I couldn't see in the spell description. Okay, there it is. Okay, yep, it didn't work. Your clothes are glowing.
Great. All right. Well, I just sit tight for a bit, kind of waiting for what I figure will take time for everyone to get out safely.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're going to sit there until the light goes away.
No, not that petty.
I'm not doing anything until this spell wears off. Okay, so we'll just fast forward. They've made it outside. They've had plenty of time to get outside.
All right. With that done, I'm going to head back over to the consoles.
Okay.
All right, what do I see?
Same thing as before. 3 controls. Weather and seasons are on. Water is off.
All right, I'm going to touch the water one.
Okay. And then it blinks, then starts to blink green, and then it goes solid green, and then you hear as the water reactivates, and it takes probably about 10-20 seconds, but then the torrent of water starts to come in again and is washing down the hole. You guys outside, you see that the cavern you just came out of immediately starts spilling forth with water, as it always has previously. And the water washes downstream, washes over the falls, all the way down into Withelm.
Well, it looks like we've got the water back on.
So now how do I get out of here?
All right, Marina.
Because
so-
I can breathe. I can breathe in water, but I can't just phase through rushing water.
Right. So it's rushing through. You have a few different options. Since you can breathe, you don't have to worry about being drowned or anything. But you do have to wait until probably the water fills up the hole and stops rushing into this room. Now, your other
Is the
option
rope
is
still
you
there?
could just dive in the hole, since you're going to have to wait anyway, and you could explore that if you were interested in doing that.
Is the rope still there that we used?
Yeah, but now there's a
Rope didn't go
rushing
into the pit.
torrent of water coming through.
Something just occurred to me as a player, but I don't know if Marina would realize this. Are the consoles waterproof?
It's hard to know. The water's not touching them yet.
Yeah, that's a scary thought. But Marina doesn't realize that, I guess. Yeah, you know what? I think Marina. I think I'll wait a little while so there's a good buffer. But I'm curious. I'm gonna wait for a while, and then I'll consider looking down the pit.
Okay.
How thick were those power cords?
It takes probably about 20, 30 minutes before the water starts to show into view in the hole. And then
All right.
you start to see it way down there. The water's piling up.
Alright, I'm gonna dive down.
Okay. You dive down, air rushing past you, the torrent of water falling right below you. It's kind of like a waterfall right next to you. And then splash, you splash right into the water, and you're now able to swim. You're not going to be able to get out though until the water fills all the way up.
Well, it's gonna take a while for me to reach the bottom anyway.
Right. Just letting you know, it's going to take probably another 30 minutes before it reaches all the way to the top.
Okay. Yeah, this is fine.
Okay. All right. So you swim down. It probably takes about 20 minutes to get to the bottom. You can swim pretty fast, I assume. And you get down to the bottom, and the dirt has been completely washed away. It's kind of murky water, but as you get close to the bottom, you can see pretty clearly out into the void. And it's the window is basically the entire area of the hole. The whole floor is the window, and you can see out into this void. And the glass is holding back this torrent of water. And as you're looking out the window, you see the crack that was made from the sword that Sakar pulled out of the glass. And you see, as you're looking at it, you just barely notice it, and then you watch as a quick little spider web crack comes from it. And
Oh, no.
spiders across the glass a little bit.
I'm going to quickly start swimming up.
All right, so you start swimming back up, and then behind you, you hear the sound echo through the water again as it's cracking across this glass. I'm gonna have you roll me. Hold on, roll me a
No initiative.
dexterity saving throw.
A luck check.
What do you want me to roll?
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I lost my sheet. Hang on. There we are. Dexterity saving throw. Okay.
Mhm.
7.
All right, so you are you see the surface of where the water has filled so far, but now you are being pulled downward slightly as a tiny hole forms in the glass, and it starts to swirl into a little vortex. Like at the bottom of like a lake bed, if there's a sinkhole or something, it starts to create that little water tornado. You are right on top of the water tornado, and you get pulled into it, and you get sucked right back down to the glass. And
I
then,
can't use shaped water to counter this?
Oh, I didn't think about shape water. Yeah, sure, you can. So you start to spin around, and you're not able to swim out of the vortex, but then you... Describe it.
I use shaped water to stop the water movement at the hole.
Okay. So basically preventing the water from being sucked through the hole?
Yes.
Okay. So as you do this, when you do shape water, are you creating a vacuum?
I'll just read it as it says. You choose an area of water you can see within range that fits within a 5-foot cube.
Okay.
You manipulate it in one of the following ways. A. You instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct, up to 5 feet in any direction. This movement doesn't have enough force to cause damage. B. You cause the water to form into simple shapes and animate at your direction. This change lasts for 1 hour. C. You change the water's color or opacity. The water must be changed in the same way throughout.
Okay,
This
so
change
it's going to
lasts
have
for
to
1
be the
hour.
direction then.
And D. You
Basically,
freeze the water.
The water's still going to go through the whole... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What's D?
D. You freeze the water, provided there are no creatures in it. The water unfreezes in 1 hour.
Oh, that one works too. So it's either you need to move the water so that the little tornado is not underneath you, or you need to freeze the water there to hold it.
So what I can do, I should be able to change the flow of water to be no flow, right?
So there's a lot of water, and it's all being funneled through this crack. I'm going to say you can change... So I'm not going to say you can't stop it with that. The ice would probably stop it. So if you want to do the ice, that would probably stop it. But if you want to just change the flow, you can basically make it so that the water is being sucked in from a different direction. Does that make sense? So the tornado will move around the hole into different areas and get out of your way.
Yeah, I'll just freeze it.
Okay. All right, so you freeze it. Freeze a little cube of water right over the top of the crack. And
5 cubic feet of ice.
Yes, and you temporarily stop the water from flowing through the glass. But the
Great,
spider
I'm
webs
gonna-
continue.
I'm gonna keep swimming up.
Okay. All right. It takes you about 45 minutes to swim all the way up, and you get up to the top. And the water has already gotten to the top, and the whole room here is flooded. You do
Great.
see the console seems to be fine. Seems to not care that it's underwater.
All right, I'm going to make a break for the door. Try to swim out.
Okay. So you just as you're about to go to the door, you see behind you the whole entire hole turns into a huge water vortex. And you are feeling the pull of the water behind you, but you are just far enough away that it's not pulling you backwards. You just kind of you have to swim a little harder, and you're able to make it out the door.
Okay, what's the cave outside look like?
It's full of water. So here's the Solar Springs Cavern.
I've pulled it up from the pin.
Oh, okay. And
It's
then
just black to
here
me
you
right now,
are,
though.
right there. And this is completely flooded, and the water
Alright.
is now rushing through that door really fast. As the
Alright,
vortex expands.
I am going to... I can't pull up the scroll in water, can I?
I don't see why not. It's a magical scroll.
Do I remember the incantation?
Roll a history check. Let's find out.
History, there it is. 4.
You completely forgot it.
I'm going... So there's no, like, air pocket in here, correct?
No, it's completely
Okay.
flooded. The water is rushing up from this direction, and then it's being pulled into this pretty hard, but it's also flowing this direction pretty evenly as it goes out of
Alright.
the mountain.
I'm going to attempt to take out the scroll.
Okay. So you pull out the scroll, and you are still kicking and swimming away from this door, but you're now feeling the pull even stronger as it's trying to pull you back in through that door. But you are able to pull out the scroll and look at it.
Alright, I'm going to try to read it as I'm pulling away from the door to get away from the vortex.
Okay. Roll me a performance check.
Please don't kill me.
Nice.
21.
Your feet you're kicking so hard while you're holding the scroll, and you're trying to swim away from this door, and you manage to finish the last syllable of the incantation just as your feet cross the threshold, and now the door begins to close over your feet, and you have to reach back and put your hands on the sides of the door to hold yourself from going in as you use the rest of your body weight to pull your feet out, and the door closes, and then you see a little sheen go go over it, almost like a force field activates over it, and the water stops pulling you that direction, and immediately you're launched this direction as you go flying through the cavern here, and you're spit out of the mountain out into the Solar Springs area. So, Solar Plains and Port Marina.
Has the party just been sitting there waiting to...
Yeah, you guys all watch as Marina comes flying out.
I decided I was swimming while she was. I was swimming while she was doing it.
You were
Whatever she was doing inside there. Yep.
Okay. All right. So you watch as Marina comes flying out of the springs and lands in the lake next to you.
Am I fine?
Well,
Do I
10
take
points
any
for
bludgeoning
distance.
damage?
I'd like to come over and see if I can like help get her out of the lake.
Did you do it, Marina? Did you activate the door?
I'm for a moment. I'm just laying on top of the water, just face down, catching my breath, so to speak.
We were getting worried. We thought you weren't going to make it. It's been almost an hour.
I bring my head up and say, I almost thought I wasn't going to make it either. So here's
What took you?
So here's the thing. You know that big pit in that one room?
Yes. The big pit that I
So-
fell in and almost died.
Yeah. So it turns out the
other
hole-
big pit.
Turns out
Oh, sod off,
The-
Audavon.
the sword stab in the glass at the bottom that broke, and it made a water vortex as the whole pit, and then the whole room was covered in
Are
water.
you saying the window into the void broke?
Yes.
This is not good. Piratesh might be angry, or perhaps we contaminated her realm.
I'm not
So-
angry at all. I'm swimming. I'm fine.
God
So here's
damn
the
it,
good-
Sam!
Just completely ignoring Sam, by the way. So I continue. So here's the thing. I did manage to close the door. I almost lost my feet, though.
So you closed
But
the
you
door
still
behind
have
you.
them. That's wonderful.
But the water continued to be sucked into the void.
No, the door is closed, so at the very least, water will no longer be going into the void beyond what was already in that room.
Understood. Let us hope we did not contaminate Piratesh's realm. I fear the next time I meet her, she might be angry with me.
No, I'm not angry. It's cool, dude.
Sam, I swear to God, I'm going to choke the living life out of you.
So at the very least, the door's closed. It seemed very sealed. There was like a magic shimmer on it when it closed, and the water's back.
Indeed
Well,
it is.
we better go talk to the king and find out where it is all going.
Well
before,
done, Marina. Yes, let us make our way to the king. We must tell King Withelm what happened, and we must stop the Dominion from taking the water away again.
Yes, let's go.
I fall face down into the water again, just completely exhausted by my life and death situation.
Yeah, no, again, I'm gonna be like, do you need some help?
Yes, please. No, you don't hear that. You hear me burble in the water. Yes.
So Violet, you push her body to the shore, and Marina splays out on the beach, basically, on her back.
Marina, stop
do-
messing around. We need to go.
I almost died. No, actually, I don't. You don't hear that. You hear me
Audavon,
burble out more
she
because I still
saved
have
the
water.
and on all of our lives. You should be grateful.
Hey, you fell 3 miles and you were ready to go in 10 minutes. Let's go.
Yes, because Marina healed me. Another reason you should be grateful.
Oh, I'm very grateful. And I'll be even more grateful if we can get going over to the king.
Yeah, let's go see the king of the Mad Hats. Let's go.
Do you guys need a break, or should we just keep going?
I'm good.
It's almost midnight.
So yes, you need a break, or
Probably.
okay, 5 minutes or 10.
Do 10.
Yeah, 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's take a 10-minute break. We'll come back at 10:05.
All right. I think Marina needs a break too.
She needs a Kit Kat break.
I don't think we have Kit Kats in the Solar Plains. Have we invented chocolate yet?
PJ, I thought you were going to catch on to the fact that Naya was going to survive because you created her character sheet, and I thought you would have seen her slow fall.
I think he's away.
Oh, okay.
All right, back.
So, Chev,
Uh-huh.
what did you think when I decided to go into the pit?
I don't know. That you did?
Yeah, like, were you going like, oh boy, Marina might die?
I mean, that was always a possibility.
What are you talking about? That's how he starts every session is, oh boy, how can I try to kill everybody today?
No, I start, oh boy, how's Rainbow gonna kill everybody today?
He's not going to kill anybody. He's just going to piss off Dragthar so bad.
Dragthar's gonna kill him.
I can't believe with a roll of 21, I only barely didn't get my feet crushed. Like, Chev, you're telling me I barely made the check with a 21?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
how much speculation are we allowed to do? Like, do you want us to talk about what we think is going on, or do you want us to just kind of hold on to
I don't care
that?
if you speculate. I'm just not going to confirm anything I don't want to confirm.
It sounds like we're living in a Minecraft world. What you described...
It sounds like we're living on a space station.
Oh, interesting.
Well, my guess in particular is like... What you described, what the void down below looks like, sounds exactly like word for word the description of the void under every world in Minecraft.
Well, I mean,
I
it
disagree.
sounded like he was describing a star field.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
kind
I
of...
think Mirama has a better description, because I described like clouds of dust in the void.
Oh.
Colorful clouds of dust. And
I think we're on a
Sounded light.
space station, and it's like some sort of Dyson sphere type deal.
that is an interesting theory.
I can hear the smile from Chev, like, oh boy.
I think that's a very clever conclusion to reach.
So, I can't wait to get to another console thing to be able to talk to Piratash or another god, or quote-unquote god of some sort, to go like, hey, so... First of all, here they go like, what the fuck, guys?
I was really hoping you guys were going to leave the weather and season controls turned off.
Well, I would have seen it because I went back to the console anyway.
That's true.
So I would have turned it back on. I can't wait to hear from some townsfolk like, hey, did the sun turn off by any chance? Well, Marina wouldn't ask that because she didn't even know that was turned off to begin with.
That's true. Oh, no, you did. You saw the controls. You were the first one to turn off the water, or turn on the water.
Yeah, but I didn't see that someone had turned off and then turned back on the weather and seasons.
Oh, right. I thought you were saying you wouldn't have noticed when you went back to the console that they had been turned off. If they had left them off.
I would have noticed if they did, but they turned it back off, so
Right. I'm
none the wiser in character. But wow. I can't believe I almost died, I think. The thing that bothers me most is I don't even know if I did almost die. I don't really know what would have happened.
It's an existential crisis of an existential crisis.
Yeah, kind of. Something along those lines. I can't wait for when the whole campaign is over to finally be able to have Chev tell me what the heck happens. Or what the heck would have happened.
Well, if Mirma's right, then you just would have been sucked into space and suffocated.
Well, I would have had a bubble of water, I guess. So would at least be able to breathe, hypothetically.
Even if you could figure that out, if you were really in space, then in a vacuum, then you would just be like, eventually you would suffocate because you wouldn't be able to turn yourself around.
Yeah.
Unless you could I guess you can create water, right? So I guess you could create some sort of propulsion magically by aiming in the other direction.
If it was space. which your discussion is increasingly making me think it is.
I mean, I thought that was pretty obvious that I was describing what looked like space. That doesn't mean it
I mean, he
is.
said the water got sucked through the window.
Yeah.
He was asking about vacuums.
Well, I was asking if Bunsen's when he manipulates water and he's already underwater, like what happens when he in the space that he removes water from? Like what gets created there? I would assume it would be vacuum.
Well, I didn't destroy or create water. I used shaped water.
Right. I once you read it to me, I understood. At the time.
And I was really afraid to freeze the water because I thought that was going to just immediately break the entire glass because, like, oh, ice is heavier, which actually it isn't now I think about it.
Yeah, no,
That's why ice floats. Anyway, I'm going to be right back.
Water is like the most dense at like 3 degrees Celsius or something because as it heats up, the water expands, and as it freezes, it also expands.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's super
It doesn't technically expand as it freezes. It's reshaping its crystalline structure so that it, I guess, yeah, it kind of does expand. Yeah.
It doesn't expand, it expands. I'll be right back. I'll be back
spread
before
out
it comes
as
up.
they form into that crystalline structure. So yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah. It's not like expanding like how like a gas and or water, they expand because their molecules get more excited. It literally changes its shape. So
It doesn't
Yeah.
expand, it just gets bigger.
There's a show I listen to called The Atheist Experience, but a lot of callers call in and try to debunk science for some reason because they think that atheism is directly related to science. But anyway, they call in and they this one guy called in with this theory because he was doubting the theory of evolution, and so they're like, well, do you doubt the theory of gravity also? And to their surprise, he said, of course I do. And then he told them his batshit theory about how the reason there's gravity is because the earth is constantly expanding and pushing against our feet.
Oh.
I cracked up so hard at that one. I can't tell if it was a troll or if the guy was really that crazy, but it was great.
Did you hear about the dyslexic agnostic? He was wondering if there really is a dog.
He puts the sexy in dyslexia.
I'm not sure why, but that was like always a favorite joke amongst the pagans. I heard that quite a few times.
What?
The Delexus atheist joke. Wondering if there is a god. I mean, dog.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I thought PJ would totally catch on between last session and this session that Naya might have lived because he created Naya's character sheet, and then I leveled her up to 4, so he probably just missed it. But at level 4, she gets slow fall. But
Hi,
it doesn't. It's not like feather fall or something. All it does is remove damage. So she hits the ground, but then you remove 20 damage from the fall. And to my surprise, it barely saved her because
Wow.
because I said it was 2 miles, and so I calculated how many feet that is divided by 10, and then did the damage. And then I noticed, because for sure it would have been like a billion D6s, and she'd have been dead. But then it was like,
I'm really glad that it didn't turn out to be something like you go down there and she's gone.
she fell through the glass and into the Minecraft void.
She poofed away.
Bunsen, I had a big
Yes?
brain moment.
What?
I didn't get a chance to talk about it. Sorry, I've been coughing for the last couple minutes. Pardon me. I'm a little winded.
That's all right. What's up?
My big
This
brain
is about
moment.
Misty Step.
No. You can breathe in water.
Right.
A single D&D player takes up 5 feet of space. You can manipulate 5 feet of water. You can become a space fish.
We discussed that possibility,
Yeah,
basically.
while you were gone, we talked about that actually. The only thing is we couldn't figure out how he could propel himself where he wanted to go.
Peeing.
Well, you can move the water. You move with the water. That's the bit. There you go.
I don't think you can have a creature in the water, actually.
Oh yeah, it doesn't say. It says you can't have a creature in the water where you manipulate.
That's not fun.
Oh, you can only not freeze it if there's a creature in it. I can't
really?
freeze it, but I can still move it.
Oh.
So there you go. You got a space bubble. So in both campaigns, Bunson's character can fly through space.
I was just about to say,
Sure, why not?
what is it with your characters and weird ways to get through space?
I don't know. Also, Chev, question.
What about when he
That's an Echoverse, the Lulu spaceship. That was my favorite.
Chev, question.
What?
Can Misty Step work underwater?
Read it to me.
Briefly surrounded by silvery mist, you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Because if that's the case, then the close call with the door might not have had to have been as close of a call. Because I could just use Misty Step to get farther away when I'm being dragged in.
True. That's a spell, right?
Yep, duration is instantaneous, 1 bonus action.
Do you have spell slots left?
Yeah, I have 2-second spell slots left, and 2
okay.
first level spell slots.
I just know you used like a shitload of them to heal Naya.
Well, yeah, because I figured, I honestly figured in universe, like, those broken bones are gonna just rest themselves off.
You sleep it off. It's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of a gray. I've looked up stuff. It's kind of a gray area on like what healing can do. Like some people will be like, "Oh, it heals you so that you're not dying and you're fine, but your broken bones still take the same amount of time to heal." And then other people are like, "Nah, whatever. Just like if you have full health hit points, then you're fully back to yourself." And I don't know. I just kind of go. Sort of,
I mean, it's magic.
yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I was like, okay, I think, in my opinion, like, you healing her to full health, but she still could have broken bones, they just take a little longer to heal, like, maybe after a long rest, then they would be healed, but because of the magic healing was still taking effect, I don't know.
No, guys, if you break bones, you have to go to the hospital and have them fix it for you. Otherwise, they're broken.
Let's just do it like
Also,
Harry Potter
question.
style, where they regrow the bones.
So here's what I'm thinking. If that kind of experience is going to be the usual for turning the water back on, and however many places we have to turn water back on, Marina is actually more built to deal with that than I thought, because you can just use Misty Step up to 3 times on her escape.
There you go.
So that's still going to be really not fun, but she can do it. It's just scary.
Or we can always have Grandpa Willie just hit the button and stay down there forever.
No, not my grandpa.
No need.
If Grandpa Willie ever dies, I can't wait to see the roleplay from Alora.
No, you can't do that.
That'll be
Jimmy.
epic.
Oh, by the
Fuck
way,
you.
Insert screen
Chev.
sound file here.
That and the role play of Sam. Oh, well, Grandpa Willie died. Oh well, let's keep going.
What were you asking, Bunsen?
So I had this fully in mind when I rolled at the door closing. I still have inspiration. I've been holding it for like 6 episodes. I was so ready to use it if I needed to.
So the thing I find with inspiration is you should just use it right away, because then if you have inspiration, you can't ever get it again.
Yeah, so I kind of agree with Rainbow, kind of not, because there have been times where DM awards inspiration pretty regularly, and it's like, okay, better use it so you have that slot back open. Then there are other times that it's rarely given out,
Sometimes I
and
just
you're like,
forget.
okay, I better hang on to this.
Yeah, sometimes I just forget. Like a cool thing happens, and I don't. My first thought isn't to give inspiration, just because I didn't think about it.
Question, since it doesn't really matter because I already have inspiration, would that activity with all that Marina's went through, would that have earned an inspiration?
I don't know. It's 2020 is hard to know if I would or not. Mostly, I'm really
Amen.
impressed with role playing.
I gotcha.
So if you're like really role playing your character and playing up your character, like That stuff almost always makes me think, oh, wow, you just threw inspiration. That was a good... You sucked me into your story for a minute.
Gotcha. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't hurt to ask just your opinion, because you can't give it anyway.
How are we all doing? You guys still good to keep going?
I can go forever, baby.
You made popcorn?
Popcorn.
Violet, you sounded like you were getting ready to go. Bryn? Is she here yet?
No, she's not.
She was here a second ago, wasn't she?
Yeah, I thought she was.
Yeah, because
Maybe her Discord does that stupid mute thing.
I can't wait to see if anyone recognizes me as the goddess. And just like, oh, it's you from blah, 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 blah.
Well,
I don't know if her appearance
Oh,
is
that
well
was
known.
another thing, Mirama, I will say, when you're like, I've never read any book about Piratash. You should... Puritans are...
I misspoke, and what I meant to say was I didn't read about her in that particular book.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant to say, but it kind of the moment got washed away. So
I just wanted to make sure you knew that the
Washed
Puritans are,
away?
like, the hugest religion.
I
Got washed away.
Marina wants to hear nothing about being washed away for a little while.
The rest of the party continues on through Solstice while Bunsen flies around through the void as a water bubble.
Just have that one music playing that goes dan, 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 dan.
We'll play 2001: A Space Odyssey.
how about Sound of Silence, but only the instrumental version.
That was a harrowing experience. Holy shit, Chev.
Well done. Good job. You made it out of there.
Barely.
What would you have done if the console
lucky.
would have like sputtered out from the water?
Died from being electrocuted.
Oh no.
It doesn't electrocute you, it just like fries the console.
I mean, what could I do, really?
I was just curious if you would have tried to fuck with it or...
Well, what would happen if we left the two other lights off, Chef?
The two what? Oh. I'm not going to tell you that.
Okay.
Bad
Are the
shit.
10 minutes
Bad
up?
answer.
Like, are we ready to pick back up again?
Yeah,
We tried to, but we're waiting on Bryn to come back.
I'm back. Sorry. I was just still coughing for a bit, and I think it's finally out of me.
Oh,
Okay.
you're okay. Are you good to keep going, or are you getting tired?
I'm good to keep going. It's just when like something triggers my asthma, it just kind of sits on me for a while, and I just didn't want you guys to deal with that.
Oh,
It's not weed again,
you
is
just
it?
commented that it was midnight, so I thought maybe that meant you needed to go soon.
No.
Do you have an inhaler?
Not anymore, because I can't afford to go to the doctors.
Nice.
All right. Should we go ahead and get back to it then?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
All right. So you guys are all standing around the Solar Springs. I think you decided to go back to the King. Is that what you guys are all doing next?
Yes.
Yeah. Could someone help me? So, Chev, question.
Uh-huh.
So, technically speaking, landing in water is not as good as Minecraft would like to have you believe. If you land on water, it's basically like landing on concrete for a split second.
No, really?
Right, but I figured
Hudson,
that
why are you
you
putting
being
damage on
the
you?
water manipulator and probably be able to dive. I didn't really worry about that too much.
Okay,
Hey,
just want to make
Bunch.
sure.
Hey, Bunch,
Anyone
I've been
else
knocked
that
out
don't
on water
down
before.
there, they probably would have just broke their hands and their neck, but I figured you were fine.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Your
That said,
superpowers.
Could someone help me walk for a bit on the way to the King? I'm a little shaken.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to scoop her up.
Okay.
How romantic.
Yeah, well, no. And you know what, Nia? You're right. I've been too harsh on the poor girl. Come here, Marina.
I
Let me
limp
give you
over.
a hand. Well,
I
no,
limp
I'll
over.
come over to you. No, I'm gonna walk over to you. You can put your arm over my shoulder. And now let's start making our way over to Withhelm. Now, Marina, you and I haven't had a whole lot of one-on-one time. And
I don't like where this
as
is
you
going.
know, well, come on, a little bit of trust. A little bit
Don't
of
worry,
trust.
he's not a
I think I've earned it.
bard.
Okay. I'm
Actually,
listening.
I am a bard.
Oh shit! I've been saying you're not a bard this whole time.
But Marina, so I wanted to ask you, other than Grandpa Willie, are there any advisors that the king listens and leans on pretty heavily?
Can I make an insight check and then a history check? I want to make an insight check to like be able to tell if it sounds like Audubon is still with us.
Wouldn't that be a perception?
Well, insight is used to detect if someone's telling the truth.
Oh,
Yeah,
Right.
go ahead.
All right, so I'm making an insight check to tell that, and then a history check to tell if I actually even remember.
Okay.
So insight is a 15. History. Natural 1.
All right, so
Nice.
you are Audubon, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are pretty much on their side, right?
I'm being sincere right now. I do have some devious shit up my sleeve, but it has nothing to do with this.
All right.
Right. Okay.
As for remembering anything, nothing, right?
Nope.
All right.
In fact, you
So,
hurt yourself trying to remember.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Audubon, I do not remember anything. Sorry.
Conversation already. Hey, Grandpa Willie, or should I call you William? What do you prefer?
You can call me whatever you like.
Okay. There's a few things that come to mind. I'll just stick with
Between
Willie.
the two options you gave me.
All right. Sir William.
I have a hand on Grandpa Willie's shoulder, and I'm squinting at Audubon.
Does the king have an advisor that he trusts for military affairs?
I advise the king on many things.
You would advise him on military affairs?
I coordinate all of our military assets. Yes, they are currently
Okay,
planting
so
shrubs outside the castle.
You're attacking
planting
scrubs
shrubs
outside the...
outside the castle? Is that what I just heard?
Haven't needed a military in quite some time. They need
I heard
something
he's...
to do.
I thought he said he was attacking scrubs outside the castle.
What?
Okay, so you plant shrubs outside of the castle. Are you the king's military advisor or are you his gardener?
I'd handle pretty much the logistics of everything that the king requires done around his kingdom.
Okay.
Grandpa Willie, if
So
I may,
then if you
I could explain the nuances of the wizard advisors.
Yes, please, Alora. Explain to Audubon.
So, we act as advisors for everything for our charges. You know, whether it's what outfit to wear that day, or if it's as important as should I send the military and put this guy to death.
Okay, so you're telling me that the king relies on Grandpa Willie exclusively in
I am
making
the
reaching
king's
all those
advisor,
decisions?
yes. All the other noblemen have different mage advisors.
I think what you're looking for is you might want to speak. I think you're looking for the general of the guard.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So there is another person that they. So if the king were to ask about what's going on with the Dominion and how to best deal with it, would he listen to Grandpa Willie over here, Mr. 3 decades over the hill? Or is there a younger, more
Excuse me,
sharper
young
voice?
man. I've been around for a very long time. I know
Yes.
what's what here in the kingdom. I know what's going on in Withelm. I may be a little over the hill, but I am not. What was I saying?
Don't worry, Grandpa.
okay.
You know, you remember he's from the Dominion. He's not going to understand.
Yes, Dominion scum.
You was about to give me some money. That's what you're saying.
Oh, that's a good one. It's like
Let's say that if there were to be a conflict, that the general of the guard would be the one to lead the guardsmen into battle. Alora is kind of mumbling this a little bit, or kind of confused with this because it's nothing she has ever experienced.
Yes, but General Tolan is currently coordinating his troops with the shrub planting effort that I have spearheaded before we left.
Oh, you guys are
thank God that you did that. So we saved the world with that, didn't we?
Our guardsmen aren't. There's nothing to guard, so.
To garden. They have downtime and just can't have them standing around.
But if we were to mobilize a force, that would probably be the route we'd want to go. In which case, Grandpa Willie would be the one to advise the king about something like that.
Indeed.
Okay, are there any of the guards who are better at combat than planting things?
I know several of them that can wield a pair of hedge clippers like you've never seen.
Oh my God! What is this? Twilight Zone? And I just turn over to Dragtar and say, "Sweet Piritesh, help us."
Indeed, Audavon.
Dragtar, you tell me.
Fake Piritesh, shut the fuck up! I don't want to hear you.
Dragtar, you tell me you're scared of these people?
By calling him Piritesh. He disgraces
I've been calling them fake Piritesh. So, Dragthar, we're going to need a plan C. It sounds like if we were wanting to garden down in the Dominion, a Wilhelmian task force would be excellent. But as we are looking for warriors, I question whether we will find any here.
Hold on. I know that our forces might be a little underused, but you're going to need bodies. And I'm sorry to put it bluntly, but we've got bodies.
They're going to end up as dead bodies. Dragthar.
We merely need numbers, Audavon. My warriors are perfectly capable. They've undergone years of training. Just because they're reduced to planting shrubs now doesn't mean they can't pick up the sword again. I say we...
You've heard of the concept of swords to plowshares, right?
Oh, go ahead. What? I didn't hear you.
You've heard the concept of swords to plowshares, correct? To build infrastructure in the time when you're not at war, but use the soldiers both ways.
Yes, exactly, Violet, exactly. You should teach Audavon some things.
There is a power in heavy lifting, and there is time for training even when you plant plants, build fields, and improve roads.
Well,
I'm sorry, back in the Dominion, our warriors are focused entirely on the art of killing other people. So, knowing that those are the individuals that we're going to against, and I'm not talking just about the silly kobolds.
You're not listening to me. I want to say we need more numbers. We just need to outnumber them vastly. I want to inform the king what is happening and suggest we make a trek over to Trelesta. The elven warriors from Trelesta will greatly add to our ranks. They also have some fine shrubbery in Trelesta as well.
Trelesta houses many a great things.
Is
I've
fine
spent much of my
shrubbery
time
like
there.
the secret code for weed here?
Yeah.
I think my grandparents are Trelestan. I mean, I don't know at what point I was. Anyway, sorry, family history. I'm not gonna.
Elora mumbles under her breath and rolls her eyes. Doesn't look Tereslin.
And then Grandpa Willie leans over and says, "Dirty mud blood."
Oh, shit.
I take offense to that, you
Yikes.
Grandpa racist.
Wow.
Hey, Dragthar, roast his ass.
I can't use my powers on a frail old man.
What about a frail old racist man?
He'll die soon enough anyway.
Not soon enough for me.
Can I roll to see if I've fallen asleep? Because I'm very tired after almost dying.
I'm just gonna say you did.
I've fallen asleep.
All right, so you guys finally make your way down the falls and across the paths and everything, and you guys have now approached the back of the castle. And the first thing you come across is the Live, Laugh, Love Spa.
I forgot that's what its name
Someone
was.
has dumped his head. Wait. Naya, I think you are admittedly a bit stronger than I am. Do you want to give me a help with this body?
Dragthar comes over and he says, "Hold on," and he takes Marina and slings her over his shoulder, his broad shoulders,
Does this wake me up?
And he says, Marina, where would you like me to take you? Wake up! And he shakes
Sorry,
I
couldn't
spit
have
out-
that one.
I spit
Gentle
out some
with her.
water in surprise as I wake up.
Marina, where is the best place for me to take you? Do you have a medical tent or some sort of healing area?
Oh, right. I'm not injured. I'm fine. I was just shaken off a bit.
What about this spa? The live, laugh, love spa. He's reading.
Yeah,
a sign
I'm
out
not
front.
happy. I'm not happy with the name either. Listen. Anyway. What did we need here? Why are we here?
I'm asking
well, if
you,
I'm
would
going
you
to
like me
be
take
seeing
you
the
inside
king,
so
I'm
you
going to
can
need to
rest?
shave.
Hang on, what was that? I can only hear one person.
Hello?
Oh,
Oh, I thought I lost you guys.
That's
did sound
actually
like
not
it
a bad
cut out
idea.
for a minute.
Do they have any barbers in here?
Barbers?
It's your spa. Barbers?
I think it's just me. Is it?
Oh,
No, I do have employees.
You
I
have
forget.
employees, yeah, because you left in the
Yeah.
ring.
I think everyone's gone home for now because there's no water to do spa stuff with.
There's water now, though.
Yeah, well, they didn't get immediately back to work. They're still taking the day off.
okay. Look, I need somebody to make me look presentable for the king. Is there somebody here who can help me or not?
I can cut your hair.
All right.
Doesn't Sam know prestidigitation?
I think the best way to present you to the king would be your head sans your body.
he's saying cut their heads off?
Just Audubon.
I'm not that bad at cutting hair. Jeez.
Says the advisor that time forgot.
Antagonizing each other isn't going to help us here.
Anyway,
Well said,
follow
Violet.
me. I'll cut your hair if you want.
Tell him to stop.
However, that also goes for you. Just
Kids these days.
Should we bring up the spa map?
Is that where you're going? In the spa?
Yeah, Audubon wants a haircut, doesn't he?
Oh. Well, you never answered me if you had barbers.
Well, no one's home or no one's here right now because all the water only just came back. Now,
Maureen said this.
Yeah.
Maureen-
I just need my goatee cleaned up a little bit, and I need a high and tight. Can you take care?
Yeah, no
All
problem.
right.
Well, I guess I too will stay for a haircut and a relaxing evening at the spa. It's been a long week.
Yeah,
Draktar, your horn between you and I, your horns are looking terrible. They need to be shaved down just a little bit.
Tell me about it.
you shaved down.
I look at Drathar, I point at my eyes, and I point at him, and I go, I'm always watching, Drathar. Don't do anything too naughty.
Before we went into the... He rolls his eyes and tries really hard not to say anything.
Yeah, I don't think
This
anyone
place
else
is
should
lovely,
be here.
Audubon. Or Marina.
Thank you. I don't think any of my employees should be here right now. The water only just came back. They're probably celebrating with their families and stuff.
Is there any way we can activate one of these jacuzzis?
Yeah. I just need to heat it up.
Please, I would much appreciate it.
All right.
She
Well,
heads into one of these rooms.
So I'm going to turn to them as they're getting themselves ready to do their spa stuff and say, while you all relax and freshen up, I'm going to head back to the manor and prepare for our meeting with the king.
What do you think we're doing here?
I will attend the king with you, Alora. And Grandpa Willie steps back out of the spa with you.
And I'm heading back to the Wakuta Manor.
I find this place boring. I'm going to follow them.
You're going to follow us into our house?
Yeah.
All right. So, do I have the Wakuta Manor? Is that a map I have?
I don't think
Wakuta
it
Tower.
was,
Yes, I
but
do. So, I had pictured it as a separate tower just right next to the castle, but I think
Yeah,
you pictured it
that
as
makes
a wing,
sense.
right? Okay, good.
no, it's its own separate building.
Then I will share it here. And I'll put Elora, and then who's coming with us?
Sam is.
Okay. Sam is coming with us to the Wakuta Tower, alright? And then there's Grandpa Willie. Okay.
What time of day is it now?
It's daytime. It's always daytime.
Yeah, well,
What time of day is it, though?
And have there been any clouds or any changes in the weather since
It's always high.
Sam and I messed up
Not
with
that
the
you can see out of on.
now that I can see? Okay.
It's always high.
I forget what time you guys went into the caverns, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say that it's afternoon of the following day. I think you guys never took a rest, right?
Yeah, not yet.
No, we
You
haven't.
guys are all pretty tired at this point.
I figured that's what we were all going to do at the spa.
All right, so Elora, you and Grandpa Willie walk inside the Wakuta Tower, and Sam Blade walks right behind you. Do you try to stop him?
Well, when I realized that he's behind us, I stop for a second. I turn and say, well, would you like to join us for dinner?
Oh, I would
hold the door open for him.
I would love to. And I come in and I go, thank you.
Hold on. And Grandpa Willie sticks out his hand and he says, "You can't come in here looking like that."
Why not? No one else knows what this form is.
Fine.
Besides, I took this more than to make our friend angry here.
I put a
Why can't you just
I
take
pat
whatever
Grandpa's shoulder.
Oh,
It's all right. I was just say, Lord pats Grandpa's shoulder and say, it's all right. He'll only be our guest for a short time.
Everyone with us is so lucky that you're with me.
And after she said that, I said, it's okay, Grandpa Willie. I didn't just choose this to make someone mad. I also want to see if anyone recognizes his face.
That is actually probably the most clever thing I have ever heard you say. All right, come on in. If somebody does recognize you, then we at least know they've been visited the way Dragthar has been.
Or that she's just a human and not a god at all.
Yeah, maybe Marina's right. Maybe that the goddess isn't a goddess at all.
I don't know. That Dragthar fellow seemed pretty convinced.
He's pretty slow.
Wait, what's going on?
I said he's pretty
crashed.
slow.
Oops.
If you can are you able to kick the Bunsen jar that's still in there?
Let's try. Kick. Yes, that kicked you out.
Cool.
There you go.
Alright, we're good.
Okay, so you guys head in there, and then Grandpa Willie immediately heads to the little kitchenette that's on the main floor. And I don't have an interior map, sorry. And so he goes and starts rummaging through cupboards, and he pulls out some pasta in a big pot, and he starts putting the pasta in the pot and starts prepping something for dinner.
I'm pretty sure we have servants to do that for us, Grandpa.
I can do my own cooking, thank you very much.
Okay. I turn to Sam Blade and I say,
I can't handle basic tasks.
and I say, our servants will usually serve dinner in about an hour or so. Do you want to join me in the main room and meet some of our family while I go and prepare my spell books?
Sure. Hey, one of your family members have seen this face before.
Grandpa Willie continues adding cheese to his pot.
I'm gonna leave Grandpa Willie to his devices because I know how he gets, and I take Sam Blade to the main room, and I guess this time of the afternoon, I don't know how many of my family members would actually be there.
Did you drop again, Bunsen?
No, I'm still here. I'm just looking for what map everyone's on.
Okay. So you guys are in the spa, and they are at the Wakuta Tower. Let's see here. I just got another error pop up, so I thought maybe you crashed again. Okay. So There's the 2 maps. You're showing Sam around, right, Elora?
Yeah, just kind of giving him the ground floor tour.
Okay. All right, so while you guys are doing that, let's go back over. Audubon, you are sat down in a chair and getting a haircut from one of Marina's employees.
No, it's just me.
Oh, you're just going to cut his hair.
Yeah, there's no employees here yet. The water only just came back, basically.
Okay.
No one's
That's
rushing to
dirty
get back to work.
You heated the water for Naya, right?
Yep, that cost me some spell slots, right?
Unless you use that ring, I guess.
I'm not sure exactly where the ring is, so it's just easier for me to.
I think you
cast
grabbed it
Scalding.
before you went on your adventures.
I think you might be right, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, I have a scalding spray and a scalding deluge in it. I'll still just go ahead and.
Burn a spell slot.
Yeah, just
Okay.
use a scalding spray for the jacuzzi that she wants to get into.
Okay. All right, so you heat up the water, and then I assume you leave to give her some privacy?
Sure.
Okay. And then where do you take Audubon for his haircut?
I don't see the entire map right now, so I don't remember where. I don't see where exactly it would be.
Here, we'll just do that.
There we go. Yeah.
Alright,
She should know it like the back of her hand anyway.
Probably over here. I guess.
Okay. All right, so Audubon...
I mean, the water here would probably flow out. Actually, no. I'll probably take you outside. Over here.
You dropped.
Like right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just cut the hair and I'll wash down the river, probably.
Okay. All right, and then Dragthar is waiting behind you because he would like a trim as well.
Yeah, while I trim, I'm talking to Dragthar as I'm facing Audubon, cutting his hair. So Dragthar, how do trimmings work for tieflings? Do you, what's the deal with the horns?
Well,
You're really just gonna have to take a hacksaw to his horns.
no, not a hacksaw. You just gotta shave him down a bit. Do you have any sandpaper?
I can probably find something like that around here.
Just gotta sand him down a little bit, polish him up, to kind of grow out of control.
I'm really hoping. Okay.
Forgive the comparison, but it's the only thing that comes to mind. Is it kind of like if you don't keep up with that sort of maintenance, do they kind of just keep growing like rat teeth? Forgive the comparison.
They do just keep growing until they are quite annoying. They'll grow into
You
each
couldn't
other.
compare them to fingernails.
Yes, like fingernails.
Meanwhile, while they're doing that, Sakir's just standing in the lobby, just plucking at his feathers and pruning himself.
I would have invited him. I probably would have at the time invited you to just chill out, relax in some of the water if you want. Would you have
Is there a
taken me up on
bird
that
bath
offer?
anywhere?
I mean, any of these bodies of water could fill the
All right.
pool if you want.
See, so Sakira's just sitting over here doing the bird bathing, preening.
Do that little shaky thing the birds do.
Yep.
Oh, that's not gonna. And I guess Audubon can see down. And he just turns to Marina. That's not gonna be fun to.
And then Violet, I saw you just went into a spa, a jacuzzi.
Might as well.
All right.
Relaxation time.
But that would I have to have spent another spell slot to heat up that one.
Oh,
It's fine.
Okay.
We'll just say you use the one to heat up them both. Because I think we originally talked about that you had a central area to heat up the water for all of your springs.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So let's just say you did that.
To be fair, actual Japanese water springs also have
Also have what? You got cut off.
that system of
A central water.
having because usually what you do is you pump from the spring and then you have a heating system that heats it up because it usually comes out of the spring around 60 degrees.
Yeah, that's what we
There's a
discussed
whole
when we created
complication
the
to it.
spa, is it has central inlet that would heat up. Cool. Oh, I got another. I keep getting errors on my clients. Anyone dropping?
Nope, I didn't.
Nah, I'm good.
I don't
I'm
know
good.
what's going on.
Sam said something. He said, oh, never mind.
So do I have to make a roll for this
Yeah,
haircut?
several people have commented, and I just haven't got to it. Yeah, I was going to have you roll a performance check.
All right.
Come on, net one.
I apologize, but this is a nat one. I'm not burning my inspiration on this. Can I get into assistance? Because he'd probably be helping me with how he's moving his head.
No. He's
No.
not helping you
You
cut
get-
his own hair.
You get disadvantage because you're just talking to that. What's his name while he was cutting it?
Yeah.
No.
Roll it with disadvantage because you're
Well.
distracted by your conversation.
No. You're joking,
Rip.
right?
No.
Thanks, Rainbow.
13.
All right, so
Oh,
you
nice.
got an adequate haircut. Well done. You didn't cut it.
Oh, I've had better, but thank you.
It's not exactly my job description.
That's what she
but
said.
My best.
All right, let's go ahead and I assume you guys are gonna finish dinner and stuff, and you guys just want to fast forward, take a long rest.
Yeah, I assume we're
Yes,
resting
please.
here
Yep.
in the spa.
All right, so we'll just say you guys take the rest of the day to chill out and get a good night's sleep, relax, and we're gonna
Right.
fast forward to the next morning. You all wake up.
Long rest?
Huh?
Long
Yeah,
rest?
long rest. Go ahead and mark long rest on all your sheets. I'll go ahead
Sweet.
and. Where's the rest thing on here? Long rest.
I just want to finish up going through my spells real quick while you're chatting.
Okay.
Oh, would I be able to have burnt my leftover slots to put some charges back into the ring?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, whatever slots you have left over, you can say you spent them.
Yeah, I'm gonna put two more. I'm gonna put another Scalding Deluge in my ring.
Okay.
So I have 2 Scalding Deluges and 1 spray in there.
Sounds good. And I think we decided that ring was something that you had on you when you were found, right?
No, I did get it from the spa later on though. Like, let me go. pick
Oh,
this
that's
up.
right. The
Might-
queen
yeah.
gave it to you.
Well, prior to the events of the campaign.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I was just trying to remember the origin of your ring. Ah, the ring.
Yeah, I think my spa might not be doing business because there might be bigger fish to fry for right now, so to speak. Anyway.
Yeah.
No one could go to your spa
You had
because
no
of the
water, so
quarantine.
you came to your spa before you left and took the ring with you.
Yeah,
No one can
and
go to his-
like I don't think anyone's going to be missing the spa for now because
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Dominion scare,
And plus, with the quarantine, no one could go to your spa anyway.
hilarious. Anyway,
I wanted to have a moment. Marina, you mentioned thinking that the goddess wasn't real. Or at least that she wasn't a goddess.
I had my doubts. Yes.
Understandable. I'm unsure where I stand even meeting somebody who claims themselves to be a goddess. I am unsure how I feel about any of this. It's very sudden, and I haven't really had an pursued interest in deities. I don't know enough about them. I don't think I can make a good formulated opinion. And I don't want to just blindly believe her, you know?
Yeah. The reason that I'm not so sure myself is, like, even for a mere mortal like you and I, it's really weird that she wouldn't remember who her own ex-husband was, let alone for a goddess to forget that. And she seemed kind of flustered that she not only forgot that, but that we like called her and she's like, "You really forgot that? Aren't you all knowing?"
You mentioned a void at the bottom of the hole.
Yes. Which
What?
a bunch of water did get dumped out into there.
So there's something down there, and it can take water.
Something like that. I would not be too keen on going back there myself. With the flow of the water going through the cave, I don't know if I could get back there if I wanted to.
Fair enough.
It did launch me out after all. As soon as the door closed, the flow of water was going all out the cavern. It just shot me out like you saw.
Yeah. I don't know how we're gonna get back in there, but we'll figure something out.
You want to get back there?
Well, we have to go to the other places, or is there another way to get there from here? I thought we'd have to pass through something in there.
No, I think the different will have its own door and location, kind of like that.
Fair enough.
That's.
I wonder if
I think that's what. I think didn't Piritesh tell us that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what she said.
Thank you, disembodied voice of someone that's not here right now.
I thought you was asking that the player's not saying in character.
I think the rule is that we're assuming everything is in character unless specified, right?
Usually.
Yes.
Helps if
I
you're
just
doing
noticed
the
his
voice,
voice.
'cause then when you're not doing the voice, it's pretty obvious.
I'm a lot less willing to be as concerned about Audubon, especially considering what's happened. The fact that we actually saw Audubon concerned. We haven't really seen that. I think it's the one time we've actually seen Audubon actively, legitimately, concerned and not putting on his attitude. I am a little bit more willing and inclined to believe that Audubon might actually legitimately be on our side, even if for his own choice, for his own wants and needs than ours.
Yeah, I think for right now, like I said last time, I don't know if we really have much choice. We might just kind of have to trust him.
Of course. However, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'd rather not consider the Dominion enemies, but we kind of have no choice at this point with the information at hand. I'd rather we have more peaceful settlements of things, but life. I like to imagine this is the conversation that we're having on our way to go meet back up.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were relaxing after resting at
okay.
the spa.
Yeah, fair enough.
In fact, I actually was I wasn't sure exactly where this is happening, but I thought maybe this was happening while you're in the water there and just sitting there.
That's fair
I
enough.
figured you walked back in there and you two were just chatting.
Yeah, no, we'll go with that one if that seems like the image here. Yeah, no, I don't think Audubon is likely to turn against us, especially considering what's happened and what's going on right now. But on the other hand, I'm a little concerned about how the king's gonna handle him. I'm a little worried.
Well, we have a lot to tell him when we see him again. Maybe with how crazy some of the stuff we saw, the king will have to also accept the equally crazy information that Audubon is with us now.
Yeah, just be prepared to jump in and potentially help him. It might be the only way to keep him around long enough for us to get the information to the king.
Right. I did give, for what it's worth, I did just earlier give him a haircut.
Fair enough, but I don't think that changes his whole gestures at herself in the same, as if to say the face, the body, all that.
His allegiances to the Dominion swinged over to the Live, Laugh, Love spa.
On that note, should we try to find and use the disguise kit, actually, or should he at least be fine to walk in?
I would hope we'd be fine to walk in, and I'm a little worried about the idea of potentially disguising. That seems like it might cause more problems.
No, at the very least, disguising him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, is as much as that seems fine, when we reveal that makes everyone seem suspicious.
That is very true.
On that note, should we jump over and see what's going on with Alora and Grandpa Willie and Sam? Or
Yeah, I don't see any of their icons on the tower, though.
Nope, I'm all good. I only had a couple to look at real quick.
Okay. What did you say, Benson?
I don't see any of their icons on the tower map.
That's because we're in a...
there.
Oh.
I
That's because
see
we're
just
in
mine.
it.
You're in it.
I see mine. That's all I see.
Yeah,
I only see mine, too.
yeah, it's weird. I see all three, but when I click, I don't see...
Oh, no, I see all three.
Does that work? Oh. Okay.
Yep,
I
I
don't
see
see
him.
anything now.
Click one of the tokens, Benson.
I don't see any tokens or anyone or any map.
Well, weird shit's happening.
Yeah, it's weird now. Okay. I don't know. Whatever. They're in that tower. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
All right. So the servants begin to bring out dinner onto the main, like, little, it's kind of an oblong table where you and Sam are now seated, and several other Wakudan mages are seated there with you guys. Uncle Phil comes down from upstairs, and he's like, "What's for dinner?" And he sits down. He's quite portly. And he sits down, and he kind of ties a little bib around his neck, and he gets his knife and fork out and just sits there.
We get awkward family dinner time.
Oh, last time I saw Grandpa was cooking cheese and noodles.
Grandpa Willie comes in with a bowl in hand and a mouthful of food, and he sits down at the table with his food. and the servant comes up and tries to serve him, and he says, "No, thank you. I've got some great, delicious mac and cheese." And he keeps eating.
I like to imagine he's eating straight out the pot.
Yeah, he is. He brought his pot in.
Nice.
I wonder when mac and cheese was actually invented. I'm looking this up.
Well, mac and cheese is, well, to be fair, mac and cheese is just basically a base cheese sauce, so I guess it dates back to the creation of the bechamel in France.
According to Wikipedia, pasta and cheese casseroles have been recorded as early as the 14th century in the Italian cookbook Libera de Cucina, one of the oldest medieval cookbooks, which featured a dish of Parmesan and pasta.
Cool.
It's pronounced cucina. Excuse me, sorry.
So basically, just barely within medieval times.
Another portly Wakudan mage comes down the spiral staircase down to the dining room there, and she says, "Phil, what'd you do with my slippers?" And she comes down the steps. And then Phil looks up and he just says, "Oh, I put them away, Judy." And she sits down at the table and she just says, whenever I take my slippers off, I put them where I intend to put them. Don't touch my slippers." And he kind of leans over to Uncle Willie and rolls his eyes, or Grandpa Willie. Grandpa Willie just keeps munching his mac and cheese. And then a little gnome chef comes out of the little kitchenette area, and he just says, "Has everyone got what they need?"
I put my napkin on my lap and I just act like all of this is totally normal and everybody's family's like this.
"Oh, we got a newcomer. All right, let me serve you up some dessert, huh?" And you haven't even touched your food, and he brings out a plate of some sort of pie, and he sets it next to you.
I say, "Oh, thank you."
Specialty.
This is mine.
He makes
That
very
was
good
so
desserts.
ominous.
Don't eat too much at once. You're gonna need a little bit of time to come down from that pie. And he walks back into the kitchenette.
Avoid bright lights.
And then everyone begins to eat. Uncle Phil just picks up his plate with one hand and grabs, it's like a sort of pasta, like shell pasta, and some potatoes on the side and some vegetables, carrots, broccoli, green beans, a bunch of vegetables on the side. He just starts he grabs a little bit of vegetables, dips them in the potatoes, and then smashes them in with some noodles into his palm, and then just stuffs them in his mouth. And then and Judy looks over. She says, "Phil, we have company, don't you see?" And she points over to Sam, and he looks at Sam, looks back at her. "So?"
I go, "It's okay. And I turn to Grandpa and I go, "Grandpa, what are you going to do with this Autobahn situation?"
"We'll figure it out in the morning. I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I have to..." What?
I've noticed he can't keep his eyes off of that Elora girl.
I tap Sam on the shoulder and say, "We really never discuss business at the table."
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
I look around and I say, "Where's cousin Terrence? Is he on assignment?"
Are you asking Uncle Phil and Aunt Judy?
Just kind of the general family around me at the table.
Oh, okay. Terrence is... I don't know where Terrence is. He's never on time for dinner. And then Uncle Phil says, "Don't be so hard on the boy."
And And I just kind of say, just offhandedly, but knowing what will happen, I say, "Oh, interesting. I saw his door open when I came in earlier," and I take a happy bite of my food.
And then Uncle Phil calls for the chef, and he says, "Chef!" And the little gnome comes running out, and he says, "Yes, Master Phil." And he just says, "There's not enough salt on these potatoes." And he's like, "Oh, we're out of salt. I used the last of it to prepare the meal." And he just says, "Whatever." And he pulls his hand up, and he kind of snaps his fingers together, and then sprinkles a little bit of salt onto his food.
Okay, so even though I'm enjoying the family time, I'm also there as subtly as I can, looking around the table to see if anyone is reacting to the way that Sam looks or is acting strange about new company, stranger than normal.
So, nope, they just recognize, they don't recognize her, and they just see Sam, and you haven't talked, have you? Let's see, your voice doesn't match your appearance, right?
Yeah, it can.
It does? Okay. So are you sounding like Piritesh too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to imagine he's sounding like the little short dude from earlier.
I'm really, really awestruck by the beauty of the image in my head now of just like, why, Grandpa Willie, it would be most appropriate for you to throw yourself into this pit.
And then, so Uncle Phil, he does catch Sam's eye and looks at you, Sam, and he just says, where do you come from?"
I come from the land down under.
He starts laughing, and then Grandpa Willie kind of chuckles too, and they both kind of start laughing together, and Aunt Judy rolls her eyes. And she looks at you and she just says, "Where are you really from?"
Do I know that?
You know what?
Do I know where I'm from? Is it like a land of changelings?
Oh, where did you come from?
Where did you go?
Story. Where did you come from? Where did you go? You lived with Cotton Eye Joe. I don't think you remember where you came from. You were kind of.
Oh, it says you're here. Town of.
You became kind of a grifter.
Yeah, I'm from everywhere. I go wherever I please.
You look like you're from somewhere royal. You look like you're not from around these parts.
I'm not from anywhere. That's why I like to keep moving.
You don't look like some kind of vagabond to me. Not with your hair all done up like that.
I say excitedly, but then quickly take a bite of food after. I say, she's from outside of the plains, and then quickly stuff some food in my mouth.
And she kind of sniffs a little bit the air. And then she kind of squints at you, Sam. And then she raises her hand up in the air and then brings it back down again really hard on the table, just slams it down. And then as she does, like this dust kind of comes out of her fingertips, swirls around the room, and reveals that you have a phony appearance. And she says, "I knew it. I knew you weren't who you were saying you were. Phil? Willie? Who let this woman into the house? Are you even a woman? You're some kind of changeling."
Well, of course I'm a changeling. I never said I wasn't.
Oh. Well, then who are you?
I'm whoever I want to be, whenever I want to be. It's a great life.
And she kind of squints at you a little more, and then she finally leans down and take a bite of her food, but doesn't take her eyes off of you as she does so. "I got my eye on you."
And I got my eye on you.
"You're in our house, Missy."
Property doesn't seem to matter much
Grandpa
to me.
Willie finally swallows this big mouthful of mac and cheese, and he just says, Judy, calm down. This is Sam Blade. He's a changeling, and he's been with us the whole time. He's quite annoying, but he's harmless. He helped us reactivate the water." Isn't that right, younger Laura?
That's right. He's the whole reason that we're here to. We could talk about it after dinner. And I stuff another bite of food in my mouth.
And Judy turns her gaze to you and squints again.
I give her a little bit of a smile without, trying to open my food mouth too much.
Uncle Phil kind of puts his hand up to the side of his face, so like Judy can't see his face, and then he just kind of mouths to you like she's crazy, and then he kind of points through his hand with his other hand, like at her. And then Judy catches him out of the corner of her eye, and she slaps his hand away. Will you knock that off? All right, so dinner continues. You guys finish your food, and I think it's 11 o'clock now. Should we call it, or are you guys wanting to go? If everyone wants to go, we'll go. If anyone is tired, let's call it here.
I'm good to continue.
It is 1 a.m. I think maybe we should call it, or at least I'm going to call it for the night, potentially.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. for me, too.
This is kind of a good place to stop anyway.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Nice to have a little casual part of the campaign. Those are my
Yeah.
A little normalcy before we think it's crazy again.
A little normalcy after my character almost died.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, then go. If you hadn't marked a long rest already, go ahead and do that, and then we'll pick up again on Saturday, and then we'll try and finally get a Tombs of Annihilation in on Wednesday.